Check it out.
Kukoo the Bag of Bones, Insane Psycho Home, Mike Chalmers. That nigga shy on the beat. Check it.
This is that new exquisite insane psycho home flavor of all flavors. A known head knocker, a bed rocker. Go ahead, partner, before I use my juice to drown you kids. Niggas be like, why Kukoo wildin' out, cause that's the way it is. Who shot you? The crazed lyricist had your name on my hit list for putting out whack lyrics. I'm a showstopper who flow hotter than most of these veterans try to. Why the heck did you check for your rep? Because I deducted it like Biker. Kukoo can ride around and make a visible man blind. Because he couldn't handle the truth, then I could dismantle and vandalize the MC before the crowd can even see. Like a Lamborghini on 125. Don't try to be slick with your government tactics, because I'll expose you with an ass kick. And it's hard to act thuggish with a broke nose and two fat lips. MCs always talk slick on tracks, but when it's time to perform, all I hear is I meant you no harm. Me and my clique drop bombs, staying untouchable before we transform. Your plea is I meant you no harm. The bag of bones, that's the pebble stone out the palm of a petty unknown MC. Trying to front like I'm the grasshopper, but I'm the master. Act short enough because I made him kiss my Converse first. I'm a mic charmer, ready to bomb, untouchable. I cloak like stealth, rope your throat with ropes and leather belts. My flavor and salt, quenching your awe like Dr. Pepper. A showstopper, ready for whatever. Flaming hotter enough to make Johnny Storm cop a fifth. Ready to perform with the passion that inspired Pacino to start acting. There ain't all these tough acting pros by snatching and acting. My style alone is compared to Carlito and Michael Corleone. Because I'm humble, but when it's time to get fit, I'm ready to rumble. And on your face tears trickle, cause soon come you wake up nearly near you will be your wifey, saying I'm here with you. But it's too late, now it's spiritual. MCs always talk slick on tracks, but when it's time to perform, all I hear is I meant you no harm. Me and my clique drop bombs, staying untouchable before we transform. Your plea is I meant you no harm. MCs always talk slick on tracks, but when it's time to perform, all I hear is I meant you no harm. With my clique at Mike Chalmers. On the North mics, we could get trifer than any Brooklyn street corner. But I'm a Queens roller, official Bomb Bill Skills title holder. Your heart is cold, but mine is filled with love and compassion. Because I love to crack your ego, smacking up your peoples with a passion. There's no comp having me under pressure. That's like letting the incorrect correct you, or choosing a sister instead of Cinderella. I'm better than that, telling these rap cats like I used to tell niggas in jail, beefing over jacks.
Yeah, cause that's just the way IPAs do it. 8 from 19, what?
MCs always talk slick on tracks, but when it's time to perform, all I hear is I meant you no harm. Me and my clique drop bombs, staying untouchable before we transform. Your plea is I meant you no harm. MCs always talk slick on tracks, but when it's time to perform, all I hear is I meant you no harm. Me and my clique drop bombs, staying untouchable before we transform. Your plea is I meant you no harm.
This is how we do it all the time. IPH Mike Chalmers, holding it down for the clique.
I wanted nothing but peace.
Aight. We here, man. Just let that go out real quick, you know what I'm saying? Whoa. Yo, for all y'all that don't know, that's on the Insane Psycho Home album. It's actually in its 22nd anniversary, because we dropped that in 2001 with Michael Woodruff. What was it?
Shout out to Michael Woodruff.
What was the name of the label that was on?
Analysis Records.
Analysis Records, yeah. The voice that y'all hearing right now, this is my special guest of today. His name is Kukoo the Bag of Bones. You already know what it is, man. Legendary artist in the building right now. That album is Insane Psycho Home. We did that shit together. And there's no songs with us. It's actually Mike Chalmers. I'm doing the hook.
Mike Chalmers, you're doing the hook.
I'm just on the hook on that one, but that's like excuse me, I was hanging out all night last night, and I'm gonna get into what all of the stuff that I was doing that y'all gonna know. But on that album, Insane Psycho Home, featuring Kukoo the Bag of Bones and World. This is before I was World-orama. I was just World then. And that was a song, All I Hear Is, produced by Shakim from 8 from 19. And those little samples you heard in there, those was from Dragon Ball Z, because that's what we was in the Dragon Ball Z era.
I was in the Dragon Ball Z phase back then, you know what I mean? So I would take the recorder and go up to the TV and just record, you know, what they were saying, because I used to buy the tapes. I was into it heavy, and I was just hearing certain things. I was like, yo, this shit is crazy right here, man. I got to use a sample from this shit. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo, just if anybody want to talk to Kukoo the Bag of Bones or ask some questions or anything like that during the interview, y'all could call up. The number is 516-540-1684. Call up 516-540-1684. We taking questions, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got any information y'all need to know about? Y'all want to ask about any of the music and stuff that, and and I'm gonna get into the reason why I'm playing the music and I'm starting it off with the music, but I just yawned because yesterday I was at a bunch of events. I was at D.A.J. Johnson's house because his house is like a luxury pool area that people rent out to do events in. And y'all seen it from my lives. Yo, it was crazy yesterday. It was mad ass and titties out there. It was a pool party. Even when it thunderstormed, they still was in the party. Like, it was crazy. They was selling mad Jamaican food, jerk chicken, Rasta pasta festivals, and spicy shrimps, all kind of Caribbean food that was in there. Shout out to DJs that was in the building. You know what I mean? DA had that in his crib because people be renting out the back. So it's Daylight birthday, so we all came through and was celebrating Daylight birthday. And then I had my nephew pull up, Relly. What's goody? Happy birthday to you. You know what I'm saying? Uncle World, love you. You already know what it is. Relly is 28 now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And Daylight was celebrating his birthday too, so we was doing our thing in there. But after that, they all took their Ubers and went home. Excuse me, y'all. And then I went to what I was booked for, which is, what it say?
What's that? I survived Titty Palooza
2023. Shout out to everybody that pulled up yesterday for the Titty Palooza 2023. It was called the Return of Titty Palooza. And yeah, I was booked to perform there along with King Lyrical, Blue Diaz. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know them as High Rise because they, got a show here too. It's another girl that performed from Alabama. I forgot her name. Miss Seattle performed too. She was dope. Matter of fact, that episode is up right now on Grindhard television. I put that whole live on YouTube and made a little short episode out of it so y'all can see it. Shout out Sluggo the Dawn. He was, performing his song. He ain't really performed, but he was kind of like rapping with it when they played it. Jacquay from from Love of Hip Hop, he was hosting. It was a dope event, man. I seen the fight. This dude got his ass whipped the whole fight. Yo, Kook, man, like, you are a real fighter connoisseur. You like boxing.
Yeah, no doubt.
So I want to say, what did you think about the fight? You saw it yesterday?
Yeah, I seen some.
Okay. So it seemed to me like, what was the guys? Because I didn't even really know who these fighters were.
Terrence Bud Crawford and Errol the Truth Spence Jr.
Okay, so Spence Jr. got his shit rocked yesterday, and Crawford.
Yeah, he got
I'm just saying, like, all you really got to do is look at Crawford's background, and you could tell, like, he got 6 kids. His mom was up there, a girlfriend, a wife, whoever they was. It was mad hood boogers out there. So, dude, straight from the hood. He got an opportunity to take all the belts, and he did that shit with merciful ease.
It wasn't no mercy in that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, mercy, like, not mercy, but he was merciless.
Oh, merciless. Yeah, that's a better word.
He was merciless with beating this motherfucker's ass.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So we went to the Titty Palooza, and I bought a shirt from them, and I told them I was going to wear their joint when I do my podcast, and I never be capping. So when I say it's my word, I got it's my word and my balls.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these knuckle sandwiches for whoever wants them. But with that being said, we had a good time last night. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it wasn't a big turnout, but as you see from when you look at my lives and you look at the episode that's on my Grindhard television YouTube channel, like, it was enough people there for it to be intimate enough and us to get done what we needed to get done. So shout out to everybody that pulled up yesterday. Shout out to CEO Star Baby who pulled up yesterday. She's the girl that was the friend of the lead girl in the Go Baby video. You know what I mean? Star Baby showed love in that video. She came out, popped out for me and stuff like that. And I was happy to see her yesterday because she's definitely a part of that Go Baby video. And there's so much things going on with that record right now. So I'm always going to show her love. You know what I mean? Shout out the girl, Phoenix Rose, the DJ who put it together. What was her other partner's name that was with her? Do you know who he is? I don't.
Her husband. I don't know his name.
Yeah. Well, shout out to him too. Frost. I remember them kept saying Frost last night. So shout out Frost. And you know what I'm saying? Phoenix Rose, like, it was a dope event. You know what I mean? Whoever didn't pop out, they missed it. But y'all could just look at it on Grindhard TV. That's on Omega platforms. So you never know where you don't pop up to something, who's going to be there to turn that shit into something crazy that you missed. You know what I mean? And it be like that. Word up. Shout out, I am J Storyteller. You know what I'm saying? That's on the live. Y'all can call up too if y'all got any questions. 516-540-1684. You know what I mean? The number's right there pinned on the live. You know what I mean? Call up. So, Kook, what did you think about the fight, man?
I just thought, I mean, I was going for Spence Jr. I ain't going to hold you because I seen, like, throughout his early fights, he was always aggressive, swinging punches, relentless. You know, he knew how to work through and make, you know, get people to fall off their game. And I watch like Crawford in the past too, and he got rocked by like lesser dudes. You know what I mean? So for me, it was kind of like, all right, it's a way to break this dude because, you know, Crawford needs the time to time you. So if you put that pressure on him, it's a chance that you can break him. But I think,
Spencer Jr., he just didn't have no control of the fight.
I just think Crawford made him sleep on him. You know what I mean? Like he been studying them tapes like Rocky. You know, he was just in the bag on him. And I think Spence just came in like, yeah, I'm gonna just do this to him. But once it looked like he was lost in there. Like once he
Spence Jr. was a junior in that fight. He was the junior man. In that fight.
I was very surprised because everybody talked this fight up, man. We waited for it. It was like kind of like a Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather anticipation.
That nigga walked out of there like that Martin episode.
Son, he looked like he got jumped by like 10 dudes.
Yeah, son. And that was like that was like earlier on in the fight. Like earlier on in the fight, I saw his face started to knot up. While the other dude, what's his Crawford had nothing wrong with him. He was not a spot on him, not even dripping sweat. They kept pouring water on Spence's head and stuff like that and wiping him down, but his eyes started knotting up, his cheeks started knotting up, like, and when they kept showing the scorecards, like he lost every round. So if he didn't get a knockout, he wouldn't have even won in the decision. There was no way. So when that ref stopped that fight, and I think it was 9th round, he stopped it. He was like, all right, this nigga getting beat up too much. It ain't no way in hell he's gonna win because he's down too many rounds. So let me just stop letting him get beat up.
Yeah, I mean, I just think like Spence, I don't know what it is, but I never seen him fight at that. It was like he was an amateur, like, you know.
Told you he was the junior.
He was supposed to be on the same caliber as Crawford because they fought some of the same opponents. And, you know, Spence actually did a really good job more than, Crawford did. But I guess styles make fights. And when you put him in the ring, that's the only time you really gonna know who gonna do what. And I was very, very surprised at that.
Hold on, we got a call coming in right now. Let's see.
Okay, who that?
Yo, who we got calling in? What's up?
It's Fire Vibes.
Yo, Fire Vibes was good. All right. What, you on the live?
What you mean?
I said you on the live?
I call the number.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hey, yo, if everybody don't know, this is Fire Vibes and shit. Like, we went to elementary school together. Y'all was in the same class, right?
Yeah, we was in the same
class.
Kook
and Fire Vibes was in the same grade together and stuff like that. I was the bigger brother, of course. But you know what I'm saying? Fire Vibes actually moved to Miami, and he's like a very sought-after DJ out there. He be on his page a lot. Y'all can follow him at Fire Vibes on Instagram, and he's doing this thing, yo. So what's goody, bro?
Man, I see y'all on the live. Like, I love what y'all doing, man. Y'all brothers. I'm proud of y'all, man. It makes me feel good to see y'all on here doing y'all thing. I had to call in and send my love. I'm on the beach right now. I wish I could see where I'm at. I'm looking at the water right now. You know what I mean?
You on South Beach right now, looking at the water?
You can't hear the water in the background?
Yeah, I can hear that you outside for sure.
Yeah, that's the ocean right there.
Oh, okay. So, yo, what questions do you have for us or for Kukoo?
So, are y'all ever gonna put some new music out?
I'm glad you brought that up. You segued that right into it. We not working on new music, but we working on a lot of visuals for the Insane Psycho Home project. So everybody that was tuned in from the beginning, if you heard that song, All I Hear Is, that's off the Insane Psycho Home album that we did together. That was the last project we did together. It's in its 22nd anniversary. There's really no visuals off of it with us together. I got the Funky Rhythm video out, but that was just me. And all of the songs on there is a solo records except the Mic Charmers. I do the hook on it. So we're going to put together a lot of visuals like within this next week while he's out here. And we're going to start dropping some videos off that joint because a lot of people is really reaching out about this Insane Psycho Home joint. It's like a critically acclaimed, independent, underground success.
It's a classic, yeah.
Classic joint, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm glad you brought that question up because that's what we doing. And, you know what I mean? That's why we going to play like some of the joints off of it today on the show.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But, you know, I'm proud of y'all, man.
Yo, the last time I was in Miami for the Coast to Coast thing, I was out there with you. Oh, I was out there with you, and you definitely kept talking to me about working with my brother and doing the, you know what I'm saying, me and him getting together and working on some stuff and shit like that. And obviously you spoke that shit into existence.
That's love right there, man. I'm so happy, man. You know, like I really, you know, that made me feel good seeing y'all building. You know what I mean?
Word.
Right. Foundation. You know what I mean? A lot of foundation cats fall off, no matter how close they was. Even relatives, they fall off. But it's a beautiful thing to see relatives, you know, from foundation relatives still rocking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, son. And we got that classic hip hop golden era hits. It's not like we just made some whack shit back then. We just didn't really focus more on the business aspect of it like we should have before we went our separate ways and we started focusing on our own solo shit. So now that we older now, we understand a lot more about the business and the business aspect of it, and just being grown men and understanding each other and that we have our own lives going on and we can still come together and make shit happen. It's dope that we could still put out visuals off of a classic album that everybody loves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, keep me posted, man, you know. But I just wanted to call in and send my love to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it's all good, my guy. We love you too.
Yeah, man. Peace, cool.
Yo, peace. I'm going to talk to you. We going to holler.
One.
Good looking for calling up.
You're ready. Peace.
Yeah, so that was DJ Fire Vibes. You know what I'm saying? He's from Queens, but he live out in Miami now on South Beach. I went out there with him, and he took me to the Voodoo Lounge and all of them clubs that's right there on South Beach. He connected with all of them shits. Like, I was in all of them with him. We was just walking right in, you know what I mean, going up on the balconies, on the rooftops. He was getting on the sets, DJing. Like, he's definitely connected out there. He it's like any New Yorker, though. We go anywhere, and we make that other place our home, too. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's what's up. Shout out Five Vibes for calling in and shit.
That's all brother right there from the mother.
Hey. But I still be seeing his moms walking around the neighborhood and stuff when I go out there. The
Word?
way. Yeah, she still be out there. But so yeah, that fight, you know what I mean, it is what it is, man. Dude got his shit rocked. He looked at like, you know what I mean, Martin Lawrence episode when he was trying to fight Thomas the Hitman Hearns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His fucking face was all swolled up. He had the afro just like the character and everything.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. That's crazy, right?
Word. But you know what? Shit happens. Like when two people step in the ring, only one person can win.
Yeah, but that was disappointing because that was supposed to be a high caliber fight.
It was only disappointing to you because you was going to Spencer Jr.
Look, no. The thing that I'm saying is that being that Spence was one of the top fighters in the world, it could have been more competitive, man. It'd have been more of a classic thing. But he ain't have no answers for Crawford, and
that's why it wasn't no fucking better fight because two people could talk shit and say, "Oh, I'm gonna beat this guy's ass and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." But when you get in that ring, I think the first round into the second is where a person understands, like, you know what, I can't fuck with this nigga. You know what I mean?
So you're saying he gave up?
After the first round, when he started realizing, and I didn't see the first round, I came in like it was already like in the second or the third. Mm-hmm. But the way he was losing, and they kept putting up the scorecards and showing how he couldn't fuck with him, then that right there tells me that this dude was beating him up every round.
He fucked him up.
He beat him up every round, son. He's lucky he even lasted to the 9th round, honestly, because he dropped mad times.
Dropped him 3 times, I think.
What I'm saying?
He fucked him up. I ain't even going.
So, congratulations to the dude, you know what I'm saying, that won.
Yeah, Terrence Bud Crawford.
Yeah, shout out Crawford and his family, because I ain't even going to hold you. Like, it looked like y'all needed that win. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, you got 6 kids, you know what I'm saying? The ladies that was there with you, you could tell they straight from the hood. You know what I mean? You deserved it, my nigga. You worked hard. You beat dude's ass.
Worked hard,
You took all of them belts, and you deserved it, my nigga.
He's the 2-time undisputed.
Yeah, son. Matter of fact, I was looking that up. Like, he was undisputed in 2007
in the
featherweight.
Nah, junior welterweight.
Junior welterweight, and then he was undisputed, and now this time
welterweight.
So you know what I mean? Like you deserve it, bro. Like
no doubt.
You whip ass for real. That was.
He's no joke. He made me a believer, so I'm gonna watch out for him. It was the same thing with Floyd Mayweather when I used to be hating on him, like, yo, who's this dude? And then I seen him whip Arturo Gotti ass. I was like, damn.
That was kind of like how I was with Jadakiss. Like, I ain't gonna front. Like, I fucked with him. I always loved the locks and him as an artist, but I didn't feel like he was like in one of my top 5s or up there like that until I seen what he did in Versus.
Okay.
Well, and that battle right there. That right there convinced me. And I say this to everybody because everybody used to be like, oh, who your favorite? And I would say my few favorite. And then sometimes people would say, oh, you never say Jada. And I'm like, why? Like, he's dope. It's mad dope artist, but they not up in my top. But after seeing what he did in Versus, and then I went back and rewatched the one with him and Fabulous. And he carried Fabulous too, easily. And Fabulous is a dope MC. But, you know what I mean? Like,
but see, the thing with Jadakiss is that he has the charisma. You know what I mean? These guys don't have a charisma. Jim Jones and like Cameron got a little charisma, but you know what I'm saying?
He's more of a cocky, asshole-ish type of charisma.
Yeah, they just didn't have the chemistry that night. You know what I mean? So
them three, they didn't get along like that at that point. Because that's the reason why I was held up. I found out later that Cameron wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he was taking his time to come out there and shit. And when they came out there, that's why Cameron was sitting on that lawn chair like, fuck it, let me let them niggas handle it. Because honestly, Cameron got more songs on a solo level, and he could have got up and did more against the song.
Cameron could have held his own.
Hell yeah, he could have, but he didn't. He tried to leave it up to the whole Dipset in its entirety, and they wasn't cutting it. And I was watching it. I remember when I first watched it the first day. Not to stay too long on the Versus thing, but this is in the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and this was an iconic battle, right? And I don't know why they still don't have Versus on right now to this day, because it's mad shit people that should be versing. But I guess once the fights started happening with 3 6 Mafia and all, and they probably.
But I think with Jada, like, Son is nice, but I mean I wouldn't put him in my top 5.
Well, I put him up there. I didn't say, you know what I'm saying, he's one of my top 5s. I think that he's up there now. I look at him as one of the greats now. Now, I didn't look at him like that before. I looked at him as a dope MC that has a lot of longevity in the game, and he constantly puts out dope records. But I didn't look at him in that level like how I look at Nas and you know what I'm saying, and Kane and Rakim and guys like that. But I do now because I've seen how he demolished Dipset. They all did it together collectively, but Jada was the transmission in that car.
Yeah, but you look at it though, them Dipset dudes wasn't really putting up no resistance.
Once I seen him take off motherfucking this nigga's bandana and throw it down and stomp it, that's when I was like, he's over. I was like, it's over. I was like, I thought right there, I said his career's over. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean? Cameron's still doing his thing. He bounced back, and now he got the project with Jada and Mace, and Cameron got the show with Mace. Like, so he definitely bounced back and did his thing. But what about Jewels? Like, what is Jewels doing? And Jim Jones, he's still out here making a lot of new songs with the young boys and stuff like that, staying relevant, fucking with Street Heat, putting a lot of shit out. So he's staying relevant too. Salute to him and all that. But what's up with Joel Santana?
Them dudes was trendy at the time, they came in at a trendy time. But I think like if you want longevity, man, you gotta like shape your own lane, and I think a lot of them dudes just was for that time. So now the time is over.
Hey yo, if anybody want to talk about what they saw in the in verses and with their opinions on it, y'all can call up 516-540-1684. You know what I mean? But like DJ Fire Vibe said, us working on new music, no, we're working on new visuals for an old project that we put out that's in its 22nd anniversary. It was on Analysis Records with Michael Woodruff. You know what I mean? It's called Insane Psycho Home. You know what I mean? It's an LP, a full album. Every song on there is solo records except one song, Mike Chalmers. Ross Los is rhyming on that with you, right?
Yeah,
and I'm doing part of the hook.
Yeah.
We probably gonna get that song on today too. We're gonna play the songs that we're gonna play in here today on the show. We're gonna play the Mike Chalmers, the Insane Psycho Home Records project. So y'all get a brush to it. And when these videos drop, you know what I'm saying, y'all will understand what it is, man. But just go Google it, Insane Psycho Home. It's a picture with me and Kukoo on there. We got on the old school Echo stuff. You know what I mean? That's when Echo was really big.
Snorkel.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Spy Whack.
I remember when we brought them jackets because we had got to deal with Liquid Soul and we went shopping.
No, but that's different though, because the Liquid Soul was another one. Michael Woodruff was Analysis.
I know, but when we got the money from Liquid Soul, those jackets that we had on, we went shopping and brought those jackets.
Yeah, we brought those, but the Insane Psycho Home, we didn't wear that. You know what I mean? We didn't have them jackets on.
We did?
Nah, I had
my guy. Look, I'm looking at.
I had the Spy Whack snorkel on, and you had like a hoodie and some other jacket.
Nah, son, this jacket is the jacket that I brought. That
You
Echo
sure?
jacket.
But that's not.
No, that's not the jacket.
Yeah, I had the Spy Whack
yeah.
on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This chick I used to date, she brought that for me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you want to talk about that? How you have mad chicks buying you stuff? Yo, this dude right here is a gigolo, man. Like he always had girls. Matter of fact, we just went out the other day, right? And y'all see me posting shit of me and him going out. Soon as we go into a spot downtown on Bowery, right off Bowery. What was that? What was the street? It was actually the block of the label that we signed.
You're talking about Bleecker and Bowery.
Bleecker and Bowery. We went to the spot, right?
Vaughn.
With Vaughn. Yo. Soon as we go in there, some big titty white girl runs right down on him. And this is exactly how I remember it happening back in the days when we used to go to events. Like we always go somewhere. He always been tall and dark and handsome. So all of the white girls always run down on him. I've been in spots where we go in there together and girls would just come up to him and turn around and just start rubbing their butt on him. So when we went to the club the other night, this girl definitely came up, and she was a tall, like bigger girl, but not fat, but thick, titties, big, everything. She was big, and she ran right down on him, and they had the conversation. And I'm like, damn, this motherfucker never lost that shit, huh? Whoa, man, yo, you white girls love him, huh?
She was from Virginia too.
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
living in New York for a year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she told you all her business, huh?
Yeah, no doubt.
Word. Well, at least you ain't.
I make her feel comfortable.
Yeah. But yeah, he definitely be having these shorties on his love and shit, and they be taking care of him and shit like that. But now, like, let everybody know, like, out here in Grindhard TV podcast land, like, what's going on with you now? Because you flew back up here and you brought your little mama with you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So talk about that, being a dad and everything like that, and what it's like raising a daughter practically by yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when I first went overseas, I went to, I had two shows. I had one show in Zurich and another show in Vienna, in Austria. This guy reached out, to me. He was a fan of me with Insane Psycho Home, all the other stuff, Who's Matter, all other records. So he was a DJ, so, he organized some shows. So then when I went out there, I was like, I like it out here. I'm going to, do my thing. So then I wound up like hooking up with some pro snowboarders from Switzerland. And then I started organizing, parties in Switzerland and France and the ski resorts. I was working with the ski camp, snowboard camp, and, hanging with the pro Ryders and stuff like that. So I just traveled Europe for like a year and a half,
Just doing shows, living off the land and everything,
doing
getting
my
money.
thing, yeah.
Fucking with mad girls out there, snow bunnies. Word up.
And I mean, when I passed by Switzerland, I was like, yo, this is different. You know what I'm saying? I went to sell my records in the record stores because it's DJ Merkel Machine from, Germany. He's, do his thing. He got a name out there. And he came to my show in Zurich. He was like, yo, what's up, Kukoo? Like, because he was like, he was DJing in another club. And he reached out to me on MySpace. Like, this was the MySpace days. So he's like, are you he's like, "Are you Kukoo the Baga Bonez from the real Kukoo?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." He was like, "Yo," and then we was talking, so I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be in Zurich." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna be there too." So then when I hooked up with him, and he took me the next day to shop, like to sell records. So he took me on all the record show, the record shops in Zurich, and they knew him, so dudes was just buying records from me. So I was like, all right, I was like, okay, this the place I need to be, man, if I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, so I went to Vienna, and then I came back to Switzerland, and I was traveling around, and then, you know.
So basically, what you was in America, and we had these projects out. You felt like you wasn't getting the love that you deserved, and since they was loving you more overseas, that's what made you decide to go out there, not just to do the shows, but that's what made you decide to stay.
I think when I went out, like at the point, like before I left, I felt in a certain way I wasn't appreciated. You know what I'm saying, as an artist and stuff like that. Being that I was one of the nicest, but the politics. I'm just, I'm a creative guy first. I'm an artist. I'm about the hip hop, the music, like the artistry. So I felt like it was too political. So I just had to go find myself. You know what I mean? So then when I went out there, I realized, okay, I could do more out here than I can out in the States, because they really have an appreciation for the music, and they recognize and just knew what it do. And then I branched into a whole other market, into the snowboard market, into the ski market, so it was like a whole new era for me. So I crossed over to rock star status. So it was kind of like, all right, then my bread is buttered over here, so this is where I need to be,
So how'd it come about you, meeting a woman and marrying her and having a child, and where did all of that come about at while you was moving around being a rock star?
Nah, you know what? I didn't meet my daughter's mother when I first went out there. Like, I came back to New York. You know what I'm saying? I came back to New York, and then I was like, what? Where I'm at? Okay. And then I came back to New York, and I stayed out for, a couple of years. And then I realized that I wasn't happy out here no more, because I did so much in the course of a year and a half that I did when I was in New York. So I was like, yo, I'm going to go where, I can make moves. So I went back, and then once I went back, I was doing some stuff with some clothing brands. And, DC Shoes I was working with and doing a bunch of stuff like that. And then, I met my daughter's mother, And
how did that work out? I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying, it's like the same thing everywhere. It starts off good, and then
Why you think y'all didn't work out though? Like, why didn't y'all work out? Why did you think that went sour?
I think it could be a cultural difference. Like maybe I don't really know, because and then you have it's deep, man. It's deep, but. At the end of the day, like, it was a good thing. It was a blessing that we did, like, spend the time and met, because, I have a wonderful little girl, so.
And she loves her family up here in America.
No doubt.
She actually said that she don't want to go back. What do you think about that?
Yeah, but that's not her decision. Oh, man.
That's not her decision to make, little girl. We're going back.
But I'm glad that she feels that, connection to, her people out here and all of that. And that was the whole, like, for me, that was very important, that she can, like, connect with her people, because, she needs that, because she's one of us. So she got that, she's like very tough and all of that. So it's good. So I'm glad she's having a great time.
Shout out little Jemiah Rose. She's growing up smart. You know what I'm saying? Looking just like a Bryant. Word up.
No doubt.
But that's what it do, man. Yo, anybody got any questions for Kukoo the Baga Bonez? Call up 516-540-1684. We taking calls and all of that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so now you're back here now on a vacation.
Yeah.
Right? We already talked about it, and we planning on doing a lot of visuals while you up here. We're gonna squeeze in a lot of video shoots and some B-roll, behind the scenes footage while you here. You know what I mean? So y'all going, in, let's say about September, October, it's going to be a bunch of videos out off this Insane Psycho Home project. So we got some stuff coming. And you put out a lot of other stuff too while you was out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Elaborate on some of that.
Well, when I went out there, I left New York. I had some songs done in New York from, Shakim, 8 from 19. And I had a couple of songs, and from Streets, from Chicago, I was working with. So I went to Europe with maybe 4 or 5 songs, I don't know. So then when I was working with the Snowboard guys, we was traveling together. So he was like, yo, man, because everybody told him that, yo, Kukoo's the one. He's the one. That's the dude that's going to take us to the next level. So he was like, yo, I just want you to fuck with me, Kook. That's it. Nobody else. And I was like, you want me to fuck with you? That means you got to take care of what you need to take care of. He was like, all right, I got you. So I was like, yo, I want to do an album. He's like, all right, then I'm going to do the album. We're going to do the album. So I said, okay, cool. So I just hooked up with some, producers in Switzerland and in Austria. And the songs I have from, New York, we just put it all together. So it's like a American, Euro project. So it was just kind of and then that's how the Grustler came, because it was grinding and hustling. I'm everywhere. New York, I'm in Switzerland, I'm in Austria, I'm in Germany. I'm all over the place. That's the Grustler. Right. So that's how that came about.
Yeah, that Grustler album is fire too. I might get a couple records on of that too while we here. Yeah. I do a little music segment and throw a couple of records on because usually I do a song or two and come back in. But I'm gonna do a little 10-minute music segment and just go into a couple of records and shit so people could be abreast of who you are and what you contributed to the game and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have you here and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad to
be so. Oh, you did that Grustler album and stuff like that, and so what are you doing now? What's your main source of income and how you eating out there now?
I'm an assistant cook in a French restaurant, and
Parlez-vous français? Oui, bonbons and all that good shit.
You know what I mean? So I entered into the into that field because all I knew mostly was music. I want to do music, but I had to find something else that I could do as well, And being that in cooking you could be creative, I chose that route. And actually, we come from a family where we was always coming together cooking and all of that stuff. So that inspired me. So then I got into the game, and then I worked in 5-star hotel restaurants, and I was pretty famous. And they was using my food to promote their brand. So, it was just something for me, and I enjoy it. So it's music is a balance.
So you have, and you told me that you got or you've had already, and this is not just a new thing, you've had burgers named after you.
Yeah, no doubt.
Special burgers. But don't hamburger comes from Germany? Or that side?
No, I think burgers from the States, man.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, only Brockwurst, those sausages and all that is from there, right?
Yeah,
I thought Hamburg was...
Nobody can make a burger like the U.S., so there's no way the burger could have started in Germany. I don't care.
Sometimes people start shit and then people come out and do it better.
True. That's true.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, when it comes to burgers, the U.S. is hands down.
So what do they call your burger out there?
Well, when I first came up with it, it was called the New York Bryant Roasty Burger. And roasty, it translates in English into hash brown.
Oh, so roasty is hash brown.
Yeah. So it's potato patty, fried and everything off the grill. So it's like a burger with, cheddar cheese, roasty, pickle, salad, and sauce,
Now say that in German.
What the burger?
Your burger. Describe it in German.
It's...
Y'all gonna love this.
It's ein Burger mit Speck, Cheddar, Essiggurken und ein Burgerbun und mit Sauce. Alles zusammen mit einer Beef Patty.
That sounded American to me.
Ja, Sprache ist fast gleiche, verstehst du?
Yo, so what language do you like speaking better, German or American?
English, man. I mean, I speak German when I have to mostly, and at the job, and sometimes when I gotta make calls on the phone, and sometimes people they don't want to speak English, so I'm like, yo, can you speak English? They're like, no. So I'm like, all right, then I gotta speak German, But English, I express myself. Of course, that's my my native tongue, so I can express myself how I want to.
We need to go somewhere in like a Swiss area or a German area and let people talk shit so we know what they talking about. I would love to do that shit.
Man.
Word up. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but
Word.
you know, it was good to learn the language because a lot of Americans that live out there, they've been out there longer than me. They don't even know the language.
So they not too smart then, basically.
They just don't give a fuck because American, like English is all over the world. So a lot of people speak English. So, you know what I mean? They can move around like and still get things done without learning the language. But me, I learned the language.
We got another call coming in. Grindhard TV podcast. Who's calling?
How you doing? This is Mike. I heard that song from Kukoo Bangers and Me and I Was Smiling. I really like that song they have. Can we hear that, please? They working together. I really like the collab they got.
Oh, okay. We could put that on. We could definitely get that on. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I would like to ask Kukoo one question. How was it that he was able to keep himself relevant through all those years?
Yo, you know what? It's like always reinventing yourself. You know what I mean? Like it's like when I did the Insane Psycho Home. That's, you know, that was just a whole different era. So when I went on as an artist, I allowed myself to grow and be influenced by different things and people and my environment. I didn't want to stay and sound the same. And I feel like a lot of artists, they flows and everything be sounding the same. But if you listen on every track, I always flip it different, you know, and that's what helped me stay relevant because you got to go with the times. You know what I mean?
So would you say that you gonna do some drill shit too then?
Nah, nothing like that. But I mean, like now I'm older than I was back then. So like the content changes a little bit. You know what I mean? Like being a little bit more open-minded through your experience and like my travels and stuff, which influenced me because I'm not the person I was 20-something years ago. You know what I mean? It's still a little piece of me, but I grew as well. So I reinvent myself all the time.
So does that answer your question?
That definitely answers my question. I just wanted to check in because I really like your music. I like what you're doing. I see what you're doing is totally different from everybody else. That's how me and my guys, you always listen to your music, man. And we like the fact that your music is very diverse and it doesn't stick to one type of crowd of people. And we just want to give you like a lot of respect for that, man.
Appreciate that. That's what's up.
That's what it do.
That's what's up.
All right.
Nah, but you know, but that's enough.
Thanks for calling in.
No
You
doubt, no
know
doubt.
what I'm saying?
But yo, if you want me to speak German, I can speak a little more because you wasn't really impressed by the burger stuff. But it's just the words are similar in English and in German if you look at it in all retrospect.
Right.
Okay, so let me speak something. Jetzt bin ich in Grindhard TV mit meiner Bruder zusammen. Wir reden viele Terme über Hip-Hop und alles, was haben wir in der Vergangenheit gemacht. Und jetzt, ich finde es sehr gut, ich kann mit meiner Bruder zusammen sein und wir können beides reden über was wir haben in der Musikindustrie gemacht. Wir haben viel gemacht und im sehr Leben und ich bin zufrieden bis jetzt.
Okay, that's what's up. I don't know what the fuck you said. I just know you said some shit about my brother. Yo, how do the German people over there feel about that movie Inglourious Bastards?
Yo, people love that movie, man.
Yeah. We love it over here too. Man.
They don't be tripping over shit like that, man.
Oh, okay.
They don't be tripping over shit like that.
All right,
man.
cool.
They just like whatever. It's like it's you know it's conservative, but I think it's not. No, we don't talk. A lot of times they talk to me about American topics. What's going on out here? You know, they're more focused on what's going on this side of the world. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I actually want to get into a little music section because, you know what I'm saying? The caller just called in and they requested a record, you know what I'm saying? And that record is called Booking Season, right?
Yeah.
Booking Season.
You could go on also on my page, you know, Gressler.
You know what I'm saying? Hold up.
Go on Gressler page and it's the first song. I got it at the title.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got Kukoo the Bag of Bones in here. Y'all see the number that's up there, 516-540-1684. You know what I'm saying? Which one? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're going to go into Kukoo the Bag of Bones. You know what I'm saying? We're going to go into Kukoo the Baga Bonez $1 Million Smile booking season, and we're going to hit a couple more records, and we're going to be back with more. It's your boy World Around my Grindhard TV podcast. We'll be right back with Kukoo the Baga Bonez.
Yeah.
The boogeyman's back. Don't be scared. Take it off, run that shit that been shining, that boy, let me get that. Take it off, take it off. You wearing it, we turning it. We on the proud, man. You see that we scheming. It's really with the leg, man. It's definitely booking season. Take it off, run that shit that been shining, that boy, let me get that. Take it off, You wearing it, we taking it. We on the proud, man. You see that we scheming. It's really with the leg, man. It's definitely booking season. All of that shine, I'll get your ass broken. You looking like dinner, you're about to get cooked. Look at them, can you see that they drillin', boy, dollar signs about to get booked. Booking season, we on our job. Jury, we season, get back down and rob. You talking about money, we coming to get us. The bullets, they coming out, they get evicted. Cars get jacked, jury get yacked. The boogeyman crazy boy, get it. In fact, I'm a little monster in the flesh. Strong on robberies, I do best. I do best. Look at the bugger, you see how I flex. Take it off, run that shit that been shining, that boy, let me get that. Take it off, you wearing it, we taking it. We on the proud, man, you see that we scheming. It's really with the leg, man, it's definitely booking season. Take it off, run that shit that been shining, that boy, let me get that. Take it off, you wearing it, we taking it. We on the proud, man, you see that we scheming. It's really with the leg, man, it's definitely booking season.
I'm definitely not the one to play with. Assaulting lyrically like AK clips. Banana or extended, you'll get shredded like cheddar. For the cheddar, you better start booking. It's the season to duck hunt for no reason. Girl got took, she needed pleasing. Fools talking beat, but that ass vegans talking. Get it like Jesse, it got messy when you started reaching. Styling when I'm prowling, $1 Million smiling. I'm wildin' and winning, styling and sinning. It's Kukoo, the villain. Pockets we digging.
Take it off, run that shit that been shining, that boy, let me get that. Take it off, you wearing it, we taking it. We on the proud, man, you see that we scheming. It's really with the leg, man, it's definitely booking season. Take it off, run that shit that been shining, that boy, let me get that. Take it off, you wearing it, we taking it. We on the proud, man, you see that we scheming. It's really with the leg, man, it's definitely booking season.
Five Patterson, 5 boroughs, well, yo, this goes around like this.
I live my life day to day, watching my back and keeping the clapper strap. Cause living in the rubber room is making my sanity snap like a broomstick. Cause New York is full of drug clicks, busting blicks and passing L's amongst thick cruiser brutes. Dwelling in 5-6 padded cells who don't give a shit about dying and going to hell. You might as well commence to frying up these sticks. I've been waiting to start trying, designing ways of getting paced and making great escapes. Taking my time with nothing but cream on my mind until I found out jealous niggas wanna be slick, sending undercover gangster bitches disguising as sexy gold diggers. But I'm despising your dirty tricks. That's why I'm only trusting my chrome blick. Cause doing mad shit got me on the most wanted list. I'm ripping my hair out trying to figure a right route through this rubber house without getting snuffed out. My kids coming up being trigger happy, feeding for props or getting shot in the back by corrupt cops who extort crack stores and weed spots. Having shook nigga nerves rock after bullets hit up they doors over drug wars. You can't even chill no more indoors. Niggas is busting through windows with 4-4s. Babies is bleeding, hitting the floor, leaving the earth. As an innocent spirit, you don't wanna hear it. Revenge is the only way of killing it. The Mac is feeling it. With 32 ways of putting niggas in graves for the maggots to crave. That's why I pack ass nowadays and do dirt for death. It pays to go for self, cause niggas that I help always get back and start crying and lie about the situation, testifying then denying the crime participation. And I don't need negative TV notarization, I'd rather smoke L's and dwell amongst the packed cells.
Moving amongst the 5 boroughs, we niggas smoke L's, pack guns, and roll thorough. Pumping rocks on hot blocks, facing rocks and rough cops. Coming around and set up shop, I dwell amongst the packed cells. Moving amongst the 5 boroughs, we niggas smoke L's, pack guns, and roll thorough. Pumping rocks on hot blocks, facing corrupt cops. Coming around and set up shop.
My mind is filled with spider webs. My civilized thoughts are dead, making me angry. Brain waves is flowing strangely, cause MCs is mad whack. Contain simple formats, but I come quick. The crazy shit, cracking your willpower plus your spirit with psychopathic lyrics. Break down packs of flicks from stacks to single digits. Copycats strapped on a harness, cause I'm the wizard of chaotic styles. Wanna be up now. My lips is moving rapidly, producing bionic sounds. Circling, the diving down on my feet, sound like a vulture. I hope you make it through the desert, because I made it unpleasant for any peasants that take it in my presence. Harmless charm, then digest it before they let off one sentence. After that, Kukoo's releasing excretion because of the empties I have eaten. Soured my stomach, so shitty rappers pour the cold water. Washed up, they order flush or thrust in the gutter. Here comes a motherfucker nuttier than any other kicking butter. Jelly in the spines of fake brothers, then jamming them in jars of smuckers. Once my flavor reacts, fat raps run on hype tracks like flow. More evil than the mojo, it's the mind of the maniac.
It's the mind of the maniac. It's the mind of the maniac. This is the mind of the maniac.
Make way for a crazy brother ready to wreck. Ripping obsessed with black tech, I'm too nice to get ice. So say your fucking threats. Who's next on my list? I didn't hit yet. I'm like death, stealing souls just like Betty Zeph. I left a nigga wet up, man, I'm dead up or dead ass. I harass your fucking punk ass with the lyrical Bellevue attitude. Niggas wanna act dramatical, I label them seafood cause you're sleeping with the fishes. I rooted them PMS bitches, and I kick shit dirtier than Thanksgiving dishes. So bring your genie and your 3 wishes, cause I'm a meanie like Simon Phoenix, I mean it. So don't tick me off by steaming the blunt. Guns to beam in my front, guns to beaming for my semen. For once I'm singing, the demon unleashed as I increase the funky flavor. My foul behavior enables me to be the rap savior. From R&B, hip-hop type of group, Mac Daddy suit, super fly, living like boots. I stay on hot pursuits like Burt Reynolds and Cannonball Run, hurting your feelings. It's the maniac villain. Wipe my rhymes and you'll be making time to find your feeling. Plus the shit I just wrote, grabs of niggas in the yoke and proceed to choke like chicken bones in old folks' throats.
Yeah. I'm back. This for y'all cats acting like y'all don't know who we are. When y'all know y'all do. Word up. It'll distract. Insane psycho home. Big bad world. Call me world. It'll distract is back again. Rapping in. What's happening? My people slapping in. You niggas yapping in and out your mouth. Get to count you pout. Fuck with me you doubt. We got too much clout. And blicks too. And dicks too. For you bitch crews with open toe shoes. In the summer it's hot. You can tell by the cops. Niggas stay getting shot, so I give it all that I got. To bless you with the mental off the instant. You get bent, you're folding. Closing the case like Judge Mills. We too ill. You rap cats are mad whack and too still. Water flows, slaughter your show. Give me my dough. Cash and checks. Or we crashing sets. Flashing texts. Snatching briquettes. Snatching briquettes. And what you get is your face bashed in. Who's asking for trouble trying to stop my hustle? The bubble I'm blasting. The facts been. We don't fuck what you heard. That's my word, yo. We be out of town snuffing cops. For real, though. Clue, no. Yeah. So you rap cats with whack rap can understand the flow that I be spitting. Cause I'm up, keep flipping with the funky rhythm. All you wanna be thugs is acting, but my flow is too magnificent. Cause I'm up, keep flipping with the funky rhythm. On the real, y'all need to stop fronting. Me and my peoples is coming. Cause I'm up, keep flipping with the funky rhythm. Bitch, get off the dick, my click is too legit. Y'all chickens is counterfeit. Flipping with the funky rhythm. I know you love the way we build on tracks. Chill with raps, with this production no frontin'. You bitch ass niggas sit back, relax, take a rest. Fuck y'all cause we the best. Fuck y'all, don't try to test. These rhymes is too impressed, cause yes, we in this for the spinach. If you don't understand English, here's a 20 miss. Bring back my change quick. Now that's some strange shit, how I rearrange lyrics. We be the craziest, fucking psychos. Don't get me hyped though. I slice your neck till I see white throat. Then you be muerto. That's Spanish, you can't manage the damage. That the man handle, strangle, tangle you up like a bulletproof bomb series. I'm serious, y'all niggas
shorties, always drinking babies.
So all you rap cats with whack raps can understand the flow that I be spitting, cuz I keep flipping with the funky rhythm. All you wanna be thugs is acting bug, my flow is too magnificent, cuz I'm up keep flipping with the funky rhythm. On the real, y'all need to stop fronting, me and my people just coming, cuz I'm up keep flipping with the funky rhythm. Bitch, get off the dick, my click is too legit, my chicken just down, I'm up flipping with the funky rhythm. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Going down like that. Yeah, for real. It's like that. Stay ill distract. Insane psycho home. Big bad wolves. What? Nigga. What, niggas? Universal one. Ill distraction. Insane psycho home. Keep the chrome. What? Big bad wolves. Do it like that. The EP.
Yeah, you already know what it is. We back. So those was records off the Insane Psycho Home LP. You know what I mean? So if y'all want to, you could go to YouTube, type in Insane Psycho Home, and you're going to see a picture with me and Kook. We not even looking in the camera. We just looking, you know what I mean? Looking on inconspicuous. I got the hoodie on. Kook rubbing his hand, Kook rubbing his hands together like the baby hand. Like, yeah, we got a lot of shit working. And I remember we took this picture over there on like Union Turnpike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who was the photographer? Was it Franklin that did this?
I think it was him.
Shout out to all of the photographers and stuff like that. Shout out Hugh that was trying to manage us around that time.
Oh, you talking about Herbie Faison? Wasn't Herbie?
Hugh, no, it was Hugh. Hugh was his brother.
Herbie.
Y'all know who Herbie Lovebug is, the niggas who put out Kid and Play, Salt and Pepper, Kwame and all that. Well, his brother Hugh was managing.
He was the older one.
You know what I'm saying? He was the older brother Hugh. Like, I ain't seen you in mad years. So if you ever get wind of this interview, you know what I mean? Shout out to you. You can reach out. You know, I'm Grindhard TV podcast. You know what I mean? But yeah, we're very well groomed in the hip hop culture with a lot of the things that we were involved in from coming from that area of East Elmhurst and being around all of these iconic people. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what that is and shit. You know what I mean? But with that being said, we was just talking about the Pattersel's Mind of a Maniac song, and Math, the producer of the show, he was talking about he gets like a little Nas vibe from you on them rear. And back then, like, we were very influenced by Nas because we all came up together. Actually, Horse and Dula, you know what I'm saying, they moved from Queensbridge to right next to the Bomb Building. So Nas used to come through every so often and shit like that. So, you know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. It was scarce to see him. You rarely saw him.
I never seen him.
He would come through every so often and check on Horse and them. Shout out to Horse, you know what I mean? And,
no doubt. Shout out to Horse. Respect the Horse. No doubt.
You know what
cool
I mean?
Dude.
So yeah, we're gonna drop a couple of visuals off those songs that y'all was hearing and stuff like that. And that's what's coming up next with Kukoo the Bag of Bones. You was already speaking about, you know what I mean, the situation with you having your daughter. And so, like, how is it being a father now? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this the reason why you really never was like pursuing the music so hard no more, and you just was out there making burgers that got named after you and shit like that? Like,
no, you know what? I was always doing music. Like, even in Zurich, I did mad performances. I did parties and like you know, prestigious clubs in Zurich. Like, I was rocking in Germany. Like, I was always doing something, freestyling, whatever. But it's just like, for me, it was kind of like it wasn't the only thing I could do. You know, I wanted to expand and branch off and not like, you know, pigeonhole myself, you know.
Do you feel like you like kind of lost the bug to go hard at it and pursue it to try to make a career out of it at that point once you had a daughter?
I think at this point, I mean, I was successful with music. Like, I did a lot of stuff. Like, we know that I did stuff for TV. I did stuff for like different brands and clothing and stuff.
Right.
I just felt like, you know, like the politics is not really me, and I found myself getting like a little bit frustrated with dealing with, like, you know, the political side of it.
Right.
I'm just an artist at heart, so it was just kind of like, never lose your creativity to the business. You know what I mean? So it was just kind of like, I could do a lot of different stuff, which I have done already. So I just wanted to not just continue to try to do one thing. So, because I got mega opportunities to do stuff also in the culinary aspect, like promotional stuff, and that also can coincide with my music. So you have to have an open mind to how you can like maneuver and do all kinds of different stuff. So I just never wanted to be limited. And I felt like all them years I did music is other things. Like I was offered the opportunity to go to college and be into marketing. Like you remember Mark Westcott?
Yeah, I do.
Mark Westcott, he had his company, Westcott Marketing. He brought Heineken and Nintendo together.
Right.
He took me under his wing. We was in LA together, at the...
Isn't that the Brooke Shields' husband?
No, not him.
Oh, okay.
This was somebody, Mark Westcott. And he was into marketing, so he introduced me to people in Sony, PlayStation, Xbox, Kraft Foods. He was introducing me to everybody, man. He showed me how to do press kits, all kinds of stuff. He said, Kukoo, you got everything it takes to be successful. I just want to iron you out a little bit. I want to shape you out. And he told me, yeah, pause. But anyway, he was like,
iron you out.
Yeah, I ain't like,
shape you out.
Yeah, like, like a rock, But anyway, he was like, and one day he was like, yo,
we got a call coming in.
Okay.
Let's not forget what you said.
Okay.
Yo, we right here live right now on Grindhard TV podcast. Who's calling up?
Yo, hey Chief.
What's good?
What's up? Hey man, I was calling you about some other shit. Chief, hit me back.
Oh, okay. Okay. So we got Robert Washington on the phone. You want to let people know who you are real quick?
No, boss, I'm kind of tired of it, man. I'll hit you back, man.
All right, peace. Okay. All right, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, well, anyway, he offered me, he was like, yo, I'll pay for you to go to college and you could come out and work for me in marketing. And I was like, no, I just want to do the music, man. What you talking about? You know what I mean? So I just did that. But that was an opportunity because one time I needed some money. I said, yo, I need to make some money. He said, okay, do a marketing report for me. Like, tell me the new styles, the trends from certain this, and that. And I got paid $2,500 for this report, just to do a report. And then after we did the report, like he presented it to some professional like marketing people, and they was about to give us our own online thing.
Right.
But it didn't go through. So then that's when I realized that I could be good at a lot of things. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just want to keep my world open. I don't want to. Music is always there. It's in me. I still do music. I do tracks. I'm working on an EP that I want to, called Kukoo the Baga Bonez, the underground star, that I want to put out too and stuff. So it's just in me.
So you kind of like back on the music scene right now?
Yeah. I mean, I got fans in Brazil and Colombia. Like I got movements that's pushing me right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Rato Suyo in Brazil, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I got whole movements around the world that's like reaching out to me like, yo, man, yo. And I'm not moving around touring, but the music is there, the love is there, the appreciation is there. And when you're just a good artist, that's what you get. The reward is the people supporting you and pushing you. You know what I mean?
Right. That's dope though, man. Like the fact that and you know what? When we was younger and we was making this music and putting the shit in stores and putting all these wax all over the place and shipping them to different countries, we never knew that 25, 30 years later that it would be still relevant and that we could still make money and tour and do things off of it like that. So I'm happy that we did a lot of this stuff independently because we signed deals with all like independent labels, but we never signed like to majors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just out here grinding it independently on our own, like shout out to the guy Teardrops. He said it. He said, yo, we was ahead of our time and we stayed consistent, dropping music and, stayed promoting and stuff like that. So, you know what I mean? Like it definitely was worth it, man. And the contributions that we contributed to the hip hop culture, it can't be undone. You know what I mean? So I'm really happy about that. That we're still so relevant still now.
We're relevant.
In this game, you know
that's what I'm saying. We are relevant, and that's what a lot of people get a misconception. Like if you're not mainstream, then like you don't have no place. But when you make good music and you put down your your legacy and what you did, and the people appreciate that, you're gonna live on. You always gonna be able to make money. You're always gonna be respected. And what you did, like 30 years later, we still like people still hollering at me for Insane Psycho. People still hollering at Real Kukoo or like Big Queens or the Gressler. Like people telling me, yo, drop Kukoo's Nest and Trife Life on wax. We need that on wax. Come on, man.
maybe that's some of the things that need to be done. Like a lot of the old stuff that we put out, like we need to like press up wax and stuff of some of that stuff.
I mean, everything is possible. That's what I mean. That's why I say I am successful, because I did my thing. And I got classic material. I went across seas. I'm living. I'm doing other things that's making me a legend in the game. So I'm happy, man. Whatever.
Right.
Still could do it. You know what I mean? We could still do tours. I'm looking for a tour manager now, actually.
Y'all heard that? I mean? Kukoo the Bag of Bones looking for a tour manager. You ready to hit the road running?
Yeah, because like I said, we got movements in, Brazil and Colombia and Japan. In Canada, I was in.
So when we go on tour, you gonna bring Jemai Rose with you to some of the dates or no?
Nah, for what?
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, I plan on touring for the rest of my life. So a lot of countries and cities and stuff that I go to, I'm probably gonna bring my kids with me on some of them dates. You know what I'm saying?
You.
That's what it is.
It's crazy because one time I was in Zurich and there's this girl I know. She sent me a screenshot of this radio. You know what I mean? This radio station in Canada.
Right.
A We Funk radio. Shout out to them dudes. And she sent me a screenshot. And she's like, yo, they playing your, record, real Kukoo. So I was like, oh, shit. So I reached out to the dudes. They're in Canada. I gave them a video shout out. Everybody that showed me love, I do a video shout out. And dudes ask me, like, yo, how much do you want for that video shout out? I'm like, nothing. You show me love, I'm showing you love. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to beat you in your pocket. You know what I mean? I just want to, I'm promoting you too. So it's like, for me, it's like I'm everywhere. I'm global. I'm the Grustler, the original Grustler since 2004. Finished.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what's up, man. Like you put out a lot of bodies of work. I should say we, because I'm interviewing you, but we've done a lot of music together. But once you went to Switzerland or Germany or Europe, period, you've put out a lot of bodies of work and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And I want to get into a lot of that music today or whatever like that. But we know we got a prior engagement. You want to hit up later? So we ain't gonna stay on too long and stuff like that. But the guy that just called in, his name is Robert Washington. He just was like hit me up and said it was some people that he was talking to from Revolt about me or whatever like that. So I guess they're gonna tune in right now on the live. If they do, they can, but if not, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But just so y'all, in case y'all ain't know, we produce for a lot of different networks and shit like that. I feel like I'm like the young Tyler Perry of this shit on a you know what I mean? yeah, that was a pause for sure.
No, I'm just joking.
No. Shout out to Tyler Perry. I respect you. I respect you. I'll be out in Atlanta it's real soon for the it's the weekend. It's the Queens Day Atlanta weekend. Also the A3C weekend and the MTV Awards, Video Awards weekend. So them 3 days is going to be so crazy. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to run around and do everything that, you know what I'm saying, I'm want to do, because it's going to be so busy. And I'm opening up on the 29th, the first day I get out there. I'm opening up for Kenny, the guy who sing Keep Rising to the Top. I think the name is Kenny. And Onyx, Soul for Real, and Positive K. They're doing something out there, and I'm opening up the show. So shout out Mike Nice, shout out the Rockaway Twins, shout out DJ Johnny Wishbone, shout out all of them, you know what I'm saying? The Rockaway Twins definitely plugged me with that, you know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, man. We're going to do a lot out there. We're going to make some shit happen. So, you know what I mean? It's a lot of big things going on. The new single out right now off of Crucial's project that I'm on, Be Told, produced by D.A.J. Johnson. It's a Caribbean-infused banger. You know, the Go Baby single's out right now. The Ayo QGTM, Queens Get the Money single out right now. I'm about to drop a couple of new records. I got an EP that's on its way. You know what I'm saying? I just closed a little EP deal with Cover, big time producer out here, doing a whole bunch of shit. Shout out to my guy Math, the producer of the show. He plugged that. We got an EP coming with him. Me and Blue Diaz whole project is coming soon. Me and Kukoo, a lot of videos off this Insane Cycle Home project is coming. So for the 50th anniversary of hip hop, I'm so engulfed with projects coming out and working on and things that I got going on. Oh, I didn't even mention that Grindhard TV podcast, we air on S Street Media, and we record in S Street Media Studios, but we also air on Ruff Ryders Radio, iHeart, Spotify. I also produce for UBC TV Network that comes on Freecast. That's a network, Freecast TV. Glue TV, Roku. I'm like, yo, this podcast is on a lot of different platforms. Like if you go on Google and you just type in Grindhard TV podcast, one word, it's going to be a lot of different things that come up of it. So, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody that supports and everybody that hates too, because the people that hate, that just grinds my gears that grinds my gears to make me go even harder and stuff like that. And if y'all got any questions or y'all want to ask me anything or ask Kukoo the Bag of Bones anything, y'all can call up right now, 516-540-1684. 516-540-1684. You can ask any questions. Y'all need any insight, or if y'all want me to produce Grindhard TV for your platform and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing all of that as well, you know? So, Kook, what inspired you to rap?
You did. You know what I mean?
Y'all heard that? I inspired my brother to rap.
No doubt, because you was going all in on it. You know what? And I was just, you know, I was the young, quiet guy. You know, you was always ripping and running. So I was just like,
even back when I was younger, my nigga, all I did is rip and run.
Like, and I remember the time when you was doing your music, you know, with Ill Distraction, and I started writing a little bit, and we had an argument, and then one time you came home and you put the tape in, you know, Contract to Rid of the Whack. That was the first joint I heard that you and Pliz did.
That was on our first Contract to Rid of the Whack.
I got a contract to what? To Rid of the Whack.
Yeah, that song was kind of whack.
So then I was like, so you put the tape in and you looked at me like, what? You know, so I was like, all right. I was like, all right. So I just stayed in the lab and everybody was sleeping on me like, yo, he whack. I was like, all right. And then Cross, you know, shout out to Cross Bruno, you know.
Christopher
Cross Bruno. He was the first Chris Cross.
Right.
So he heard me. He was like, yo, let's do some beats. And then that's how we did Cuckoo's Nest and Trife Life. You know what I mean? Because he took me under his wing. And then, you know, when people first heard Cuckoo's Nest, it was like, oh, shit.
That's the one flew over the Cuckoo's Nest, the Bellevue bound. Crazy sound is hitting like 4 pounds.
Cuckoo from Cypress Hills. You know what I mean? Yeah. So then, you know, Peter Kang heard it, you know, Common's manager, he wanted to manage me, you know, Common, he was a big fan, you know, Common was like, I want to help you. A lot of dudes was reaching out to me, you know what I mean? Like, yo, your shit is hot, Coop, Juju, Beatnuts, all of them dudes. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like I came in like on a wave, like, you know, my demo tape had dudes like in the uproar.
Wasn't we about to get you signed to that guy, Jarrett? That's the same label that Mos Def and Talib Kweli was on. What's that label?
Yeah, I mean, you told me something like that. You know, yeah, we seen him in the elevator one time.
Right, he said, "Send me the stuff." I sent him the stuff, and I don't know. I guess at that point he wasn't interested at the time. You know what I'm saying? But
whatever. But I mean, to answer your question, World definitely inspired me to be in the hip hop because I wanted to go to school and be an architect. You know what I mean? That's what I was. You know, I was always drawing and stuff like that, but. You know, the music side of it, World definitely influenced me to, you know, get into music.
That's what's up. You know what I mean? So see, look, all y'all artists out there and y'all think I ain't the man. I'm the man, nigga. Word up. And this is not even the beginning, but it's just the beginning. If you get that. You know what I'm saying? It's not the beginning, but it's just the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got a whole bunch of music we about to drop. We gonna put out a whole bunch of stuff. I just was telling y'all, if y'all ain't listening, rewind this and go back to it. I got so much music coming out. So that goes to tell y'all, like, there's no age limit on making music and putting it out there because people are still checking for us and we're still relevant in the game. And you know what I mean? I dabbled into this videography stuff in 2004, and next year will make 20 years that I've been doing video production. So I'm very excited and happy to still be contributing into the hip hop culture after all of this time, you know what I'm saying, as well in another genre, because TV is like a whole new marketing strategy for rappers. Because I remember I used to just have to, you see how I be doing the flyers and shit like that now with the QR codes and stuff like that? Well, back then I would have flyers like this with the Kukoo the Bag of Bones logo. But they were stickers, and they were this size, and we would go places, and we would be throwing them around, or we would take them out, take them off the track and peel, and stick them up all over the place. Yeah. But then that's when Giuliani came in, and he was on some no more, putting all of this signage all over the place, as we're going to sue you, and this and that, and That, you know what I mean? That's how Shampoo got famous, from all of the signage that he would put up every event, whether it was the tunnel to arena, any event that was happening where it was labels, major artists there. You know what I'm saying? Shampoo and his street team crew was out there draping the whole block with posters and flyers and stickers and what's the stuff where you spray paint and it goes in? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I definitely heard something just happened, but it's all gravy. We at the end anyway. Don't even worry about it, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what that is. You feel me?
Yeah.
And, I'm still happy like to be here and be relevant and making it happen. So that's just basically what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. And yo, you know what? I wanted to go back on the thing that, Mav said about, hearing that, Nas influence into that track, Mind of a Maniac and Patty Cells. You know what I mean? Because that's an interesting story how that track got made. That track got made, Patty Cells and Mind of a Maniac, because, Prodigy was supposed to come to the studio and do a beat for me, you know what I mean? Because I was like, because, we met Prodigy back in the days, and I was like, yo, P, you come to the studio, do a beat for me. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna come. And then, I went to the studio with Sinister and El Producto Artie, So then after that, we waiting in the studio for P, and Sinister and Artie was ready. They already had their stuff in the bag because they already anticipated this shit. So then we just, they made Patty Cells Mind of a Maniac, which is a certified classic. And like the ironic thing about it is that when it played on 105.9, the Dirty Dozen, P heard it in Queensbridge, and he was like, yo, shit is hot. You know what I mean? So that's the ironic, that's how things are ironic. When he was supposed to come to the track, and he was supposed to he's supposed to come to the studio and do the beat. He didn't. And then Sinister and Artie pulled it off. And then we got it played on the radio. And they heard it in Queensbridge. And then P came to me. He seen me. And P was like, yo, shit is hot, yo. You know what I mean? He was humming it, So it's crazy history, hip-hop history that went down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what people don't really know is that, like, because when I say that line in the song, the AOQ GTM, when I be like, I remember when you and your man shot at me over that robbery. Your chain was only 10 carats, but it was heavy jewelry. Like, when I said that line, you know what I'm saying? I remember when your man shot at me for over that robbery. Your chain was only 10 carats, but it was heavy jewelry. People be wondering, like, yo, how's he, like, using a Prodigy bar as a hook and then speaking about Prodigy, and who is he? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't know, like, the history of what we have in the game. But if people would just, like, for instance, if they go to that album that he did when they signed with 50 and they play that Capital P record, he said it in his record. And this record came out years ago.
He said it.
He said, if I had to do it over, I wouldn't change a thing. I'll even shoot that world in his mom's for that chain.
He said that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I was in Switzerland when I heard that. I was in a car driving. I heard that shit. I was like, no, this nigga.
You know what's so crazy? Like, bro, he talked about us a lot in a lot of his records. Like, people didn't know. Like, even in that, it's the G.O.D. Father Part 3.
Insane Man.
When he was like, insane man, I strike back. We draw first blood, it's over with, and that's that.
I know he was talking about
you was running for dear life. Like, you shot at me on the album. Well, not you, but your man. So, there's no cap in here. Like, we've really been in the game for a long time. We've really done a lot of stuff. I got music out with ODB, original music.
Rest in peace, ODB.
If any people out there, just Google search "Dare Into the Big Bad Wolves." And it's ODB with the Big Bad Wolf Gang. You'll see I'm all on that shit. You'll see World in the credits on a lot of shit. Now, back then, my hip hop partner was Pliz, Ill Distraction, World and Pliz, and he signed some shit with some dude, and the guy, I guess he may have paid him some money on the low, but the guy must have finessed him out of the masters, and he put that shit out there, and we never was able to, like, really capitalize off of it.
That's crazy.
And once Dirty died, there was really no way for us to, like, do visuals and shit for it, because back then you know what I mean, we wasn't really shooting videos and stuff easily like that. You had to really be with a label and or really have mad bread.
Yeah.
But I'm very well close with his son. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Young Dirty Bastard. And we could have revamped a lot of that stuff and had Young Dirty Bastard do dirty stuff on it and stuff like that. But once me and Pliz had that little falling out, like we really never got back to it. And obviously somebody from his camp re-released it because they're into the Big Bad Wolf shit out there, and all of the levels and everything is like corrected and mastered, and you could hear the background vocals from Dirty, the shit he was doing in the studio, all louder. So that only can be done from somebody who had the track. So Pliz must have re-released the shit, and he making royalties off of it, and it's all good. It is what it is. I'm not mad, but I'm just saying that to say this: my contributions in the hip hop game is very intensive and extensive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I've done a lot of stuff with Prodigy, even though we had a little falling out. We worked it out before he died. God bless the dead. Yes, I got mad music out there with ODB. Original shit, not shit where we took his shit and placed it like a lot of dudes be doing with Biggie
Dirty
and Pop. Dirty would come to the crib and lay his vocals over our shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, Coop's here telling you that we've been on like them records, radio shows, Barbito, Stretch Armstrong, Dirty Dozen, Red Bandit, all these, you know what I'm saying? We've done that. So to still be here relevant in this year, 2023, the 50th anniversary of hip hop is crazy. And to be honest with you, hip hop really is older than 50. You know what I'm saying? The Bronx, when they coined it, hip hop, and took the credit for inventing it, you know what I'm saying? That's what we going on right there. But hip hop is a little bit older than 50. And one of the guys from my neighborhood has the documentary out about that. You know what I mean? Shout out Sonny. You know what I mean? Y'all know him as Hassan. I forgot the name of it. Something Life Entertainment is the name of his company. But he just did like some viewing or something like that in the Magic Johnson Theater in Queens or whatever. But we are very, very well versed, and we are hip hop historians actually. You know what I'm saying? Me and this man right here, we are hip-hop historians. You know what I'm saying? We got Mr. Sinister, his first set of turntables from Taboo, traded it for a bike to give it to Sinister, practice with him. You know what I'm saying? I used to dance for Lady of Rage before she went to Cali. Like, I could go on and on about a lot of the things that we've done in the game. You know what I mean? So to know that I put out a record 2.5 years ago called My Flowers, Give Me My Flowers While I'm Still Here, and the whole industry is now telling people about giving people their flowers. Like it's not, I'm not surprised at that because we've set a lot of trends and we've done a lot of things in this hip hop culture. So I feel really blessed to still be here contributing to the hip hop culture in its 50th anniversary, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And I'm happy to be here with my brother.
No doubt.
Because we came through a lot. When we left from Brooklyn and we moved to Queens to that neighborhood, East Elmhurst, we moved to a welfare hotel, Travelers Hotel. So we grew up with family members and welfare hotels and shelters. And once we moved to the Barn Building, and y'all know y'all be hearing Nori talking about it in Drink Champ sometimes. Yes, they was talking about us. We're the guys from over there, and the industry know who we are, bro. They know, and we here still relevant, doing what we do.
No doubt.
And this is my blood brother. And we've been pursuing this music stuff. Not even pursuing, because we've been independent from the very beginning. So we've always been putting out music independently, now shooting videos and doing all of the things that we've done, getting shows and marketing ourselves. So, you know what I mean? Like it never really was about signing to a major label, but back then it was all about that. But we always was on some, you know what, we're going to put our shit out ourselves and we're going to market it and promote it and do what we need to do on our own. And we've been like that from the very beginning. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, Coop, for being on the show.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? You're my brother, and I love you.
No
you know what I'm
doubt.
saying?
Love
and I'm
you
happy
too.
that you're here. We got a lot of things going on. But we're going to actually end the show on that. If there's any last thing you want to say.
Nah, it's good. I mean, we could also, if you want, do something next weekend, because, you know, I got another weekend out here and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like
well,
that,
we're going to, all right.
So then
we can do that.
Yeah, we could do something else, you know. But
Well, we if anything, when we come back next week, we'll be talking about all of the videos that we done shot for this week right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're going to go into a couple of more records, and then we're going to come back and we're going to sign off. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be back. Hold up. Let me grab something up real quick. All right. So since we talking about the whole Insane Psycho Home project, We're going to go into a couple of records off there as well, and then we're going to come back and we're going to sign off. This your boy World-A-Rama here with my special guest, Kukoo the Baga Bonez. This is Grindhard TV Podcast and SQ Media. You already know what it is.
Yeah. Kukoo the Baga Bonez.
Holding it down. Check it out.
Insane Psycho Home.
Mike Chalmers.
Radar Untouchable. Radar Untouchable, nigga. Coated with armor, check it out. Just when you thought I couldn't flow like this, I surprised you haters with the Insane Psycho Home click flavor. On mics I'm known to be an instigator, because I start the park competition like doors on elevators. I'm flawless in victories, I record the right hits to inflict fatal injuries. I named so many that they dreams had a flashbacking, waking up screaming, reminiscing like non-vets in war stories, telling they wives, watch my backing, cause too many be slacking, bragging about this and that, and I'm backing them up, dropping them off the ferry headed to Staten. And if it's witnesses, I'm hijacking that and the captain. My hands be clamping around pens and pencils, applying it to paper, digging the wickedness out my brain. The maniac, villain, foul behavior, got you feeling the rap now and the repercussions later.
Yo, the God come through and just blow your chest. We love the war, bang you out, now in peace you rest. We take you to the top, kid, you survive this test, cause if not, I suggest, son, you buy a dress. In other words, what I'm saying, son, you straight up bitch. Under pressure, heard you yap, yeah, the jakes you snitch. Now we live to flush you out, set you up, my man, bucket duff you out. Yeah, kid. You scared to sneak your head out, cause real cats is all around you. We out to clown you, take it from a cat that live by his words, do. Why you infiltrating? My infantry be steadily waiting to give it to you, kid, like a head basin. Take it to the dome, kid, and let it all soak in. It's like a gut feeling. I had to stop your team from breathing, trying to get close to me, busting guns at dusk. But yo, rise slow is just above all that. So yo, take it from the top and just run on back. Run and tell your mans we got this shit, so come on back. So we can blaze guns, snatch his crumbs, put dents in his gums. The killer ghost is wiping niggas off, son. Confess or die, son. Come rock with us. Queens killers, when we die, son, I know it's straight to hell for us. Until then, we rock this mic right while taking gunfights late night. Excuse me, God, but the killer is like the ghost type. Half these guys ain't force right, acting like they want it. Queens bring it, knock it, in fact we run it. Hold you by your hand and drag you all through it. So I suggest, kid, that you just refrain from it.
Cause we the Mike Chalmers, radar untouchable, coated with armor. Yeah, coming through the bomb, yo.
The RPH, get it straight, we them cats that regulate, grab the mic, humiliate. Yo,
cause we the Mike Chalmers, radar untouchable, coated with armor. Yeah, coming through the bomb, yo.
The RPH, get it straight, we them cats that regulate, grab the mic, humiliate. Yo,
that's how I do this, I'm too insane. Mass Styles, Kukoo's the name, Brainiac lyricist is the game. I'm vicious with lyrics like Tony Montana, sniffing pillars of cocaine. I'm stealing your fame, killing your reign, and pissing on your name, because you falsify the truth, claiming to be the illest. Telling dug down stories you heard from Todd Bridges. My whole clique come hard with it, because Los started flipping. It got me vexed because before that, I was killing in the cut, bagging digits. Now my fences and niggas 20/20 vision, but now it's half that, about as much as a dub sack. I love the bust raps, hard and hot enough to push your wig back. I feel for you cats because there's no haps. Cause we the Mike Chalmers, radar untouchable, coated with armor. Yeah, coming through the bomb, yo.
The RPH, get it straight, we them cats that regulate, grab the mic, humiliate. Yo,
cause we the Mike Chalmers, radar untouchable, coated with armor. Yeah, coming through the bomb, yo.
The RPH, get it straight, we them cats that regulate, grab the mic, humiliate. Yo, Mike Chalmers, radar untouchable, coated with armor. Yeah, coming through the bomb, yeah. RPH, get it straight, we them cats that regulate, grab the mic, humiliate. Yo, cause we the Mike Chalmers, radar untouchable, coated with armor. Yeah, coming through the bomb, yeah. RPH, get it straight, we them cats that regulate, grab the mic, humiliate. Yo.
Rap suffocating like plastic saran. Who's the man representing? I get busy in every jam, smothering copycats with rap, suffocating like plastic saran. I be the one chosen with a flow that's golden, smoldering MCs when I proceed to change styles like weather and erosion. I get girlies and niggas open, like convicts with packs of ciggies, blowing the silly imposters with lyrics sharper than oxes, making MCs think worse than cock blockers with the type of music my instant click produces. It's bagging listeners' ears like Crime Stoppers with banging exclusives. My crew gets the stupidest, and Kukoo the Baga Bonez is known to get ill with gold fronts in my grill and light in my crookedness. I get loose with wicked doors hitting like calicos that show splitting wigs this when I get disposed already. For a nigga like me to dig ditches, bodies is heavily stacked in single fat like positions. Digit competition, once I bring lyrical whipping up rhymes. More monstrous than Frankenstein, biting is a serious crime for niggas. I'm ducking ideas, I'm giving them penalty years. Sizzling brain like coke, then blood starts drizzling from ears. MCs are laced like wolves, placed in electric chair, sitting like Lincoln. Chilling identically with your style, and that's dead as thinking. Kukoo is thinking in melons with skills hotter than fiends, heating up pipes to smoke krills. What's the meaning of the real Kukoo? Insane cycle home madness that I cast upon you. What's the meaning of the real Kukoo? Insane cycle home madness that I cast upon you. What's the meaning of the real Kukoo? Insane cycle home madness that I cast upon you. What's the meaning of the real Kukoo? Insane cycle home madness. Who's the illest on microphones? For real, I feel it's the Baga bones. A known psychotic lyricist, crashing domes with the insane shit. They get an orange bricks forming project. When I finesse pins swifter than chinks with chopsticks, rhymes are hit, scarring your memory. With a flow faster than Mach 6, niggas is permanently hex more wicked than black magic. Bodies are thrown into plastic bags, only to be compacted. Slowly I rip their tongues out of mouthpieces. Cause the crooked through savage releases. South attitudes and cemeteries. Remove corpses to bury. The Baga bones is a beast that's very emotionless. Like a HIV positive bitch. Spreading my lyrics like a man-made virus. Try to imitate this and you'll be sealing your fate. Like Death Wish, my rhymes are conquering. Like unlimited clips and guns from Charles Bronson. Kukoo is sponsoring severe punishment for MCs who be conjuring up whole albums of that weak stuff, softer than mush. Niggas need to give it up because I'm too much. Busting lyrics like deserts. Studio killers a measure for pine caskets. For talking all that trash, I bash mics with hits, making slips out of dumbass crews, chewing them all by the 42s, badly leaking them seeds when I'm seeking, destroying fakers like tankers, having my shoes filling oilier than oceans, heart is blacker than sinker. I rearrange the face worse than toxic waste, cause me and banging beats relate when I flow straight with no hesitate. Once I create, making niggas his floors for really, cause shit's real when you appear within my crazed vicinity. What's the meaning of the real Kukoo? Insane cycle home madness that I cast upon you. What's the meaning of the real Kukoo? Insane cycle home madness that I cast upon you. What's the meaning of the real Kukoo? Insane cycle home madness that I cast upon you. What's the meaning of the real Kukoo? Insane cycle home madness. Letting y'all know that's the way it goes. Thoroughbreds up in here, what? Holding it down, check it out. I'm a mic charmer. Yep. Here we go, y'all. It be the collaboration that you've been waiting for. Cause Kukoo is raw, crushing, I deserve encores. When we finish our presentation, fans and critics are waiting for more. Haters, stop the hating. Slow pokes, don't procrastinate. Because you're bound to seal your fate. Cause Crush got that bomb material to free your mind state. I knew you will agree. My style he seeks and destroy armies. With mics I'm unstable, but sometimes beats calm me. Like this one, and on it, I'm quick to dismiss your plans to get over. Like teachers with Catholic school students, bag you like truants. Imagine me and you, one-on-one you can't. Cause I'm a wrecking ball. I do this to ruin y'all, it's proven. Cause every time I stay schooling y'all, like Jordan on court for basketball. No matter if you're tall, medium or short, I'm bleeding you slowly. Cause I caught you trying to sneak up on me. Now you're lost like Earhart. You flew too close to the Bermuda, aka the Baga bomb. That's how we do it. Check it out. It's like double impact. When 2Ks attack, Kukoo will crush your dreams will come back. It's like double impact. When 2Ks attack, Kukoo will crush your dreams will come back. I rhyme equivalent to a rattlesnake.
snake, because the noise I bring is deadly. It coincides with the bite because your bark is bigger. I might show you mercy. As a matter of fact, it's time to deliver that crate style I designed from scratch to shrivel your liver like a batch of moonshine. I'm that Negro who reacts like a ninja in the studio. Assassinate beats with the sharpest flows. Make the ground shake below your feet because Richter rated me a 9.0. Now Crush is holding me down, so now it's time to blow off the map. These so-called MCs who gotta read instructions to use the ram rap. I'm never ducking competition cause I'm still searching for an equal match. Like Robbie Knievel, I jump over any obstacle like Grand Canyons. I'm the man you're asking for help when you're done getting your frame damaged in. Now I bandage him. What? It's like double impact when 2Ks attack. Kukoo will crush your dreams but come back. It's like double impact when 2Ks attack. Kukoo will crush your dreams but come back. Well, since you got a little taste of what we working with, it's hard to just sip because of Kukoo and Crush combination got you ready to swallow the flavor. The psychotic, bionic lunatic is sick, equipped to whip lead majors. My foul behavior on mics keeps me rolling, inflicting lashes to roar your high, crashing you like stolen because your actions will not be tolerated. I'll compare your team to genocide because your camp is slowly fading. It's amazing the stories that you tell make the fear in jail sound real. Why you wanna mess with 2Ks? I don't know. Say la vie, your history is like double impact when 2Ks attack. Kukoo will crush your dreams but come back. It's like double impact when 2Ks attack. Kukoo will crush your dreams but come back. It's like double impact when 2Ks attack. Kukoo will crush your dreams but come back. It's like double impact when 2Ks attack. Kukoo will crush your dreams but come back. It's like double impact when 2Ks attack. Kukoo will crush your dreams but come back.
Crush, Kukoo, the Baga Bonez, representing, never hesitant, holding it down. Know how we do it. Yeah.
Well, I'm back with Honda. Check me out now. Yeah. It's basic how I flow with the matrix. Type of flow when I hate dicks. That be biting and hate tricks. That be hoeing, that's when I'm going. This wifey's at home. Cooking my dinner. Chicks be trying to seduce me to stay. By drinking my inner fluids, I'm fluent with this. Influence the kids to handle your bits. Never do stupid. And you won't have to do bids or do crime. Just rhyme in time. This shit'll shine. Be patient. Like a patient waiting for operations. This collaboration with Honda is one of many. Cause I'm the last drama with explicit lyrics. This is what my sister said. No matter what I hit you with, you feel it cause I'm Mr. Craig. Game on, known for blazing. Mics like Cajun, rice from Haitian. And Haiti on a hot day. I spit raps that shit on taps like I had a fart spray. Now peep it.
Yo, so yeah, y'all heard a couple of bangers right there. Y'all heard some joints off the Insane Cycle Home LP. You're gonna start seeing a bunch of videos from that shit. You know what I'm saying? I played an exclusive little verse off of some shit we did with Honda. We got a couple records that we gonna revamp and put out as well. We got some shit going on here, man. But that last record was a Honda exclusive, and then the one before that was with DJ Crush. These are two Japanese DJs. Like, you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, you know, DJ Crush is good guy. You know, I met his management through, you know, DJ Mr. Sinister, and we got cool, and she brought me to Japan to record for his album, the Zen album, that's out on Sony Japan, with Questlove, you know, Black Thought, and Dia Davenport, LP from Run the Jewels, but back then, you know, Company Flow. So I had a track on there called What's the Solution? You know, track 11 on there. And but when I went there to record, I did, you know, Crush Your Dreams. And the thing is that the manager didn't tell me the concept really. So she didn't like the song for the project. So I said, can I keep it? And she was like, yeah. So I was like, we're gonna put this on the Insane Cycle home, you know? And then she was like, you have to do another song. And then that's when I came up with What's the Solution, talking about hate and jealousy and stuff. And that went on the Crush album. You know what I mean? So, and I was in Japan twice. The first time I recorded, second time I was on tour. We did the album release party, me and Sinister with DJ Crush in Tokyo, Japan. So yeah, that's my history with him. And yeah, he was a good guy. With DJ Honda, that was through World. World made the connection with them, and we was up in the studio when they was down on Orchard Street.
Yeah, the Honda store.
The Honda store. I still got pictures from that too.
Yeah, those pictures was lit.
And we was rocking. World had organized all of that. It was, you know, it was going a good way. We did some songs.
But what happened? Why didn't that business come to fruition? What happened?
I had to go back to Connecticut.
What happened?
I had to go back to Connecticut.
Oh, you had to go get locked up.
Yeah, I had to go.
Yeah, see, again, like what y'all don't understand is, again, like you said, like right at the height of when we was getting little deals here, and
it always
was some shit where, you know what I mean, Kook had to get locked up or something, and that was for some shit where, you know, you made a mistake and punched the cop in the face at the show, at the what college was that?
That was a UConn.
UConn College, yeah. Shout out to UConn Huskies, because Mark D'Amelio, my boy, he's a diehard UConn Huskies fan, and we kind of got like a bad taste in our mouth from that school. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Shout out to the UConn Huskies for playing so well.
But after that, you know what I'm saying? But after that, when I came out, I mean, it wasn't that long. It was like 2 months. And then when I came back, I don't know.
You had the weapons possession joint.
Nah. That was no. Because when I came,
that's right. Because when you came back from that, and then you came back out, and we was doing the photo shoots, and we was in the studio recording. His girlfriend or whatever was like on your body or something. That's kind of
no. I tell you what happened, man. When I came home, I called them immediately. I was like, "Yo, I'm home." I called her, and she was like, "You get a home cooked meal yet?" And I was like, "What?" And I just brushed it off, and then after that we went over to the store, and they was like, things changed.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
I guess he saw that his little honey was wanted some honey, and he was like, nah, bzz. That's when he turned into a buzzing bee.
Nah, but you know what? I didn't. You know, I don't get down like that. I just wanted to continue where we left off, and I wasn't going for that long. It was like 2 months or something like that.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like, yo, like, what's up? Let's continue. And I guess maybe since I ain't want to beat,
like, you know what? Oh, he already getting locked up and stuff like that.
Nah, because it wasn't serious. I think that I didn't want to beat, and I think she was mad at that. That's what.
So you think she dubbed our whole business with Honda because she wanted you to beat? I think
so. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I think so.
Look, we still Honda, if you listening, because it's a lot of big niggas in the game that could vouch these stories we telling y'all, because they real. It's not
we got the
fake.
tracks though.
So
we got the songs.
We got the songs, and we gonna put that shit out regardless. Like, it's been 20 something years now later, so nothing's stopping us from doing what we doing. Me and Kukoo's reacquainted, and the music is us. So it don't matter what you think, we doing it. So it's just what it is. And we contributed a lot to the game, man. So I'm glad that he's here for us to, you know what I'm saying, confirm a lot of the shit that I be trying to tell you niggas out here, when I be telling y'all, like, yo, I'm very extensive in this hip-hop culture, and I contributed a lot. So we're going to show y'all some of the stuff that we contributed, and these new visuals that we're putting out, these are songs from decades ago, not just 1 decade, 2 decades. These joints is 20 years old plus. So when we drop these visuals, these is from real golden era hip hop sounds from dumb long ago, with production from some of the biggest names from back then. You know what I mean? So We got some shit coming, man. I wish Sinister would have been able to find that record that I did for him. That Mr. Sinister.
Oh yeah,
that was a hit, son.
Yeah.
I don't know how he lost that record. Like that was.
Of course, you know how he lost the record.
I don't know how he lost that record. Like, that was. I wrote. I was writing hit records from back in the '90s, bro. Like for real. Like, but it is what it is, man. But I'm happy to have you here. Go ahead,
yeah, no doubt. But you know, like the Insane Psycho Home classic, Real Kukoo classic, Big Queens classic. You know what I'm saying? Politic that I did classic. You know what I mean? The majority of our stuff is classic, so we don't always have to just focus on in America. We can go, we global. You know what I mean?
That's the name of your new single, Global Hustler, right?
Yeah, Global Hustler.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Mr. Sinister, Karim Bliss Johnson. Shout out to Karim Bliss Johnson. That's my man right there. You know what I'm saying?
So, yo, let everybody know where they can find you at, man, like your Instagram and all of that.
You know, Kukoo the Bag of Bones. The Grustler on Instagram. You know what I mean? Kukoo the Bag of Bones.
I think your joint is Kukoo _
yeah.
Baga _ Bones.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what you gotta tell them. Man.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like you just type in, you see it.
Nah,
like,
nigga.
Yeah, Kukoo _ the Baga _ Bones.
And the Baga is DABAGA, the Baga.
No doubt.
Back in them days, we would write in like Ebonics, hip hop language.
Yeah,
because that's what Ebonics is. It's hip hop language. So however you say something, you would have to write it as well.
Yeah.
Just like if you on a highway on a conduit and you see a sign that says "Welcome to Queens" when you come from Brooklyn, and it says "Forget about it," and it's spelled "Forget about it." It's not "forget about it." It's "forget about it."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's an Ebonics type of name.
But we got so much we could talk about. Like 40 minutes, an hour is not enough to even go down.
Well, you'll be back next week, right? Because all this week we're gonna be shooting visuals. I got a lot of stuff already. Because while we was on my live, my PR person came in. The other industry exec was calling me, telling me about something else. DAJ Johnson hit me about something going on. Like, and so we got a lot of shit going on. So we gonna do what we said we needed to do for the project, for the visuals this week. And then next week, before you leave, we're gonna bring you back in. I'll probably have another guest that day too as well. But we're gonna talk more about it and shit and get all of the visuals we could get of you while you in America before you go back. Because once we shoot these videos, I'm gonna just be taking the footage, putting it to the side, archiving it, shooting it again, archiving it, and then once we finish shooting everything, I'm gonna just start like banging them out. Or I might just outsource some editors and have them edit it up.
Yeah, because also I gotta say, man, I gotta commend you on the Light Up the L's you did with David.
Oh yeah.
That shit is hard as fuck, man. I was like, yo, that joint always get love when I post it, man.
Yeah,
that joint.
That was only one verse. That was my second verse on that shit too. And I wanted to do that video right there because I thought that shit was so hard that we did that. And that was the joint that me and Ross Los did, right?
Yeah.
So it was two versions. Then the other version I like too, the Switzerland version from Russ. Was it Phil Rust who did that?
Yeah, the Light Up the L's, a smooth version. Like,
right.
I looked on YouTube and some people said they like that better than
that's cool. But I liked it our hard version.
Yeah, I like the hard version.
You know what I mean? And it's ironic because just the other day when we was hanging out early in the show, if y'all was listening and paying attention, we was at a club where a girl ran down on him to bag him, but we was on the same block of where we got the deal from that Light Up the L stuff and that Real Kukoo leasing song. And we was just chilling outside late at night on a hot summer day, just chilling, vibing, drinking, smoking and shit like that, and just reminiscing off of stuff on the same block of where we signed that deal at in that building. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of nostalgic stuff going on with having my brother here, man, because we contributed a lot to the game and still contributing, and we'll be doing this until we in the dirt. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? Follow Kukoo the Bag of Bones. It's your boy Worldarama. You know what I mean? We're going to end the show on that. We're going to see y'all next week. You know what I mean? Shout out everybody that called up. Shout out the fan. Shout out $1 Million Smile. Shout out, who else called up? Shout out DJ Fire Vibes.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I mean? Shout out everybody that tuned in. You know what I'm saying? Robert Washington, he called me on some other business stuff, but he called in. You know what I mean? Shout out everybody that shows love and supports, and even all of the haters too. We applaud that too. You know what I mean? Because that just keeps us going after all of these years and decades in the game. That's why I say it in my flowers. I'll be like every minute, every something. When I say every decade, everything, all of that shit. 3 decades of this business and all that. Like, we've really been in the game contributing for a long time. So it's up to us to let people know what we contributed to the game and shit.
That's
like
how
that.
I feel.
You know what I mean? And Cook be on his Instagram going in at me. Like, yo, you better know I came up with that and you took that ball from me and blah, blah, blah. Son be going in.
Yeah, I be going
You know what
in,
I'm
man.
saying?
You can't front on me.
But you know what? It's true, man. We contributed a lot. And, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of things that we put out there that's out there forever and it can't be taken away. So, you know what I mean? Salute to you. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy that you on the show. It's your boy, Worldarama. We in S Street Media Studios, Grindhard TV Podcast with Kukoo the Bag of Bones. We see y'all next week. We out.